Good morning. We're on the Kidd Road up here in Big South Fork on the Kentucky side, and we're just checking out some old graves and some old trails that might lead off the mountain, and check some bluff lines. So it's myself, Randy Neal, and Jimmy Staffey. Very end of the road is the Lindsey Kidd Cemetery. It's got some really old graves, and been here before several years ago, but back here to check it out. Alrighty, we're bushwhacking off trail, following Jimmy Staffey. Gonna go find the Nancy Jane Burke grave. Come down Kidd Road, and then right before you make the 90-degree turn to the cemetery, you'll see an old trail straight ahead. So that's where we're going. Follow what was the remnants of an old road, and then it'll hang to the left. And it's hard to follow because it is overgrown. Hillsides are covered in flowers, though. It'll be good. We might come back in a couple of weeks just to see the flowers. Now that is just interesting, guys. We found a tire on the old-timey road on the rim. It's been here a long, long time, about 3/4 covered. Got a little arch that Jimmy found. I think we're going to call it the Kidd Arch. Pretty good arch, Jimmy.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty.
An unnamed arch off the road. Here comes Papaw in. We're just going to call it Kidd for the time being. Very nice.
Dug rock out and crushed and melted.
When I was a kid, we'd play in these things. Some of the old timers know what this is. If you want to find this unknown arch as you walk the trail around the bluff, you'll see a small rock house, and just walk to your left up and you'll see it. You gotta get down on your hands and knees to crawl through it. It's really low. And now the road's almost non-existent, covered up in briars and whatnot. It's opening up a little bit. And now for the most comical sign of the day. No vehicles beyond this point. Basically, we've been bushwhacking. It'd take about 2 weeks with the chainsaw to get back here. Things have changed a lot since the park was made 35, 40 years ago.
School, he'd have
the bear like the post out here too.
15, 20. The four of us. That's three here in the car.
First signs we're getting near an old home place. We found metal. Okay, almost here, coming upon the Terry place. Rock piles on both sides of the road. Another pile right down here. There's a Terry that's buried in the Lindsey Kidd Cemetery we just found, or found it, but we revisited. So used to be a freestanding chimney, but long since fell. But again, the Cal Terry place.
That being right in here somewhere.
Okay.
Cal Terry.
It's hard to imagine that we're where fields were and people lived. Alright folks, found it. Nancy Jane Burke, 1901. Man, hard to fathom people living here. Of course, it's totally different than it was 200 years ago, but it's also sad to find these single graves out by themselves. Died when she was 25. Brother-in-law Lewis Burke's across the way, buried at the end of no business, he and his wife. It does look like there's some writing on the back of the stone, but it's against a cedar tree and I hate to try to move it. But we think we're out in the middle of nowhere, and literally these were probably cleared off fields and people farming. So very, very difficult to get to. Don't know how many more years it'll be just almost impossible, and places like this are pretty much lost. Well, there's writing on the back, but we can't figure it out and don't want to move the stone, so writing front and back, but can't determine it.
Some of them are just B-U-R-K. Yeah, that
one thing you see indicative of a lot of old stones are all the misspellings and the N backward, S's. That's pretty typical of what you find down here. Getting back closer to the car, and the road's got a whole lot better.
It's on the way.
Several years ago, I was watching a video by Ranger Mary about, she's out Guy Kidd Road and made a picture of Etta's Arch. That was one of the best little videos I've ever made or saw, and came out here and had my first explore of Guy Kidd. Now we've been back a few more times, but I can just imagine little kids playing, and this is a little playground for the Smith family and the various families that lived out here. But a great little video. Is still, find it on YouTube, from Ranger Mary, Etta's Arch on the Guy Kidd Road. We're just riding the roads and thought we'd go down Stooping Oak. Somebody has put a really nice brand new sign out. Good deal.
Making my own sign.
Right.
Taking them suckers out, directing people straight off the Moss Crack Trail to Camp Rock and Russell Lodge.
Right. I thought it.
Alrighty, we started on Guy Kidd Road. Stopped at a unknown arch. Went on around through some very, very thick undergrowth. Went to the Nancy Jane Burke's grave, the old Cal Terry place, and stopped at the Lindsey Kidd Cemetery as well. On the way back, we decided, well, we'll just head down Stoop and see what it looks like. Great day with some good buddies, Randy Neal and Jimmy Staffey. So hope you've enjoyed it. Talk to you later.